everybody. Oh, yeah. Welcome back to another episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast in which you talk about your favorite TV series from yesteryear and then discuss it over a can of Truly. And I'm your host, Patrick M. Dunn, who just woke his ass up hours later. And I'm joined here, as always, by Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome. Hi.
What the hell are you drinking?
Truly.
What is that?
Hard seltzer. Like seltzer water, but with fucking booze in it, because that kind of day.
Oh, okay.
I forgot we're recording, and it's like the afternoon.
I've got cold brew coffee, so.
Good for you. I'm proud. Very proud of you. Yes, welcome back to the podcast. Should I do my regular voice? Because Kat yells at me because I do a show voice, in quotes. So.
You guys, the voice you've been hearing for like a while is not his real voice. I went back to listen to an old episode with Reason last night, and I was like, oh, he talked like a normal human being. I was shook.
I'm more confident now. Maybe. I don't know.
Really? Because you don't sound confident.
Right now?
You sound like you're trying to pretend to be confident.
Look at you, life coach. Kat Halstead, the life coach, trying to tell me that I'm not confident, but I'm pretending to be. I don't know.
You're pretending.
I listened to the older episodes, and I was like, I hate the way I sounded, so I wanted to create a show voice. So I've created a show voice. If you like it, tweet us at Furry Podcast. If you hate it, just tweet us anyway, because you're going to do it anyway. You know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. We got a fun, angry tweet. I'm not going to bring it up. But hold on. We got breaking news. We forgot a very important thing from last week's episode.
Yeah.
This is the no bone zone.
Which actually comes up for tonight.
It does.
It does in a way. I did research this week.
All right. So last week we did Back to the Beach, the classic Annette Funicello, Frankie Avalon movie. And we talked about the movie in depth. At one point, we're talking about all the celebrity cameos, and I said I felt like there was more, but I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. And we did. We forgot about the murderer in the room.
Yes.
Literally. There's a scene featuring O.J. Simpson. Yes.
Yep.
He's in the airport. It's like that Hertz commercial. He's running away, and he trips and falls over some luggage, and then Frankie Avalon steps on his hand.
Yeah.
Which is the hand, I guess, he couldn't get the glove on because it was swollen all these years later.
Yeah, it was. We forgot about that. And then, like, the next fucking day, OJ's on Twitter. Talking about getting even.
All right. So we recorded the episode at, we did this, in the middle of the night. It was 2 a.m. We recorded it.
For Patrick.
I went back to bed. I was laying down, half asleep. And then all of a sudden it hit me that we never talked about O.J. Simpson. I sent you, a DM. And then I went back to sleep, and then I woke up, and you literally were like, hey, OJ just joined Twitter, speaking of.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I was like, what is going on?
Well, okay.
And he not only just joins Twitter with, a regular tweet, but it's an actual, video of him in Florida, wherever the fuck he lives now. I don't know.
Yeah, he's on, a golf course, and he's like, yeah, this is the real OJ, and I'm here, and I'm gonna get even. And it's like, what the fuck is happening?
I just wished a giant alligator jumped out of the pond that was on the golf course and just ate him. Just ate that fucking asshole. Fuck OJ.
Oh my god.
Fuck OJ. You know what? And then when I was watching OJ's Twitter video, I started thinking, remember when he had that, he tried to do that show Juiced? It was supposed to be Punked, but it's called Juiced.
God.
I can't live on this planet with OJ anymore. I need to move to another planet.
Oh my god. And it was right at the anniversary of the murders, and the Broncos chase, and it's just ridiculous.
All right. Well, that's our juice junction, I guess is what we'll call it. Hopefully we'll never have to talk about this guy again. Hopefully he doesn't I don't know, do something problematic on Twitter, which he probably will. Probably he's already done it by the time this episode's come out.
I've got him blocked just so I don't see him.
I only watched this first tweet, and I said, do not accidentally like this, because it was, sometimes when you're tired and you're on your phone,
yeah,
and you, fumble and you accidentally like something, I was like, please do not like this, because I don't want somebody seeing it, because you know how, whatever you do on Twitter shows up on your timeline?
Stupid Twitter. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that.
What do we want on Twitter? To be able to edit tweets.
Yes.
And when do we want it? In 2011. All right. So we're still deep in Back to the Beach Month. Not Back to the Beach Month. We've been here. This is the month that we're doing all beachy related things. We talk about TV shows and movies that involve the beach, the ocean, the shore,
yes,
surfing, lifeguards. I don't know. Whatever. It involves the beach somehow because it's summer.
Yes.
It's hot as hell out here. Hot as Hades. And it's hot out. I went outside to take my puppy out and I almost melted.
Maybe for you.
Oh, Jesus. It's like 100 degrees here. It's humid as fuck and it's sun. There's not a cloud in the sky. And here I am indoors doing a podcast about nice weather.
It's only like 67 degrees here right now.
But we're doing the most obvious one. And we've talked about doing this show for a while. It's been on our radar. We couldn't find it for a while, but now it's on Amazon Prime.
It's finally available to stream. It's on Amazon Prime.
It's one of my guiltiest pleasures. It's one of my guilty pleasures of all time. It's
amazing.
It's not a great show per se. It's not the best show, but I think in the pantheon of television, it has a special place. You know, there's definitely a special place for the show. We're doing the one and only syndicated dreamboat, starring a lot of dreamboats, Baywatch. I'll be ready. Yeah. And we picked the most strangest episode of Baywatch ever. I don't even know. Like,
the most ridiculous, because this is what we do. We will find a show. It could have like 199 like perfectly normal episodes. And then one, and we're going to pick the
Yes, we're picking the So tonight we're doing a season 2, episode 16. Now sit right back and you'll hear a tale. And wait, that might sound familiar. Why do you know that? Why do you know that slogan? Why, Kat Halstead, the author? Why?
It's like right there.
On the tip of your tongue.
Right back and I'll tell a tale of a faithful trip. It couldn't be.
Could it be?
No.
No way. There's no way.
No, that wouldn't make sense.
There's no way international superstar of a TV series with a bunch of hotties on it would do a show about our favorite castaways.
Our castaways we keep dropping in on and never like actually do their own show.
Yeah. All right. So we've never actually done an episode of Gilligan's Island, but we've done episodes of this podcast which has involved them in some way. Like Alf.
Which is episode 9. And I listened to that last night. It was weird.
Marianne's coconut cream pies, which we don't get in this episode, by the way. I just want to put that out.
No, we don't.
Not a cream pie was fun. You know what? It's been 25 years. She's tired. Girl's tired of making fucking coconut cream pies.
Okay, I'm going to say this about Dawn Wells. She's, like, down to be like, oh, you remember me as Marianne? Okay. Yeah, here's my coconut cream pie recipe. Here you go.
She's got that dress. She's got the Marianne dress on standby. It's like hanging in her closet.
She embraces the role.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she embraces the phenomenon, the culture around it. She is not one who's like, no, I'm not Marianne. I'm not Ginger. I'm Tina.
What else has Dawn Wells done besides Marianne? I don't even know.
You know, she did a lot of stuff. Oh, gosh, you're going to make me pull up her IMDb.
Did she play a grandmother on a WB show? Who knows? Probably.
I feel like that would have been perfect, but I don't think...
Or is she too old to play a grandmother?
She could have played one in, like, way back in the day. In the 90s.
I don't know. She would have been too old. You know, the WB, their grandmothers are like 40.
Yeah, that's true.
Lori Loughlin's a grandmother.
Yeah, well. You know, she does, like, random stuff still. Like, she's still working she's got, like, credits from 2018. It's 2019. Like, she did an episode of Bold and Beautiful.
What? Hold on. Marianne, a.k.a. Dawn Wells, a.k.a. Marianne, was on B&B?
Yeah, for one episode in 2016.
This was before Hunter Tylo came back, right?
Yes.
This is when we're still trying to figure out where she was?
Hunter Tylo is, like, super sassy on Twitter lately, by the way.
All right. She was missing. We were worried about Hunter Tylo, formerly Hunter Tylo Archilla.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden one day she came back. Like, bitch came back and... She's been here ever since.
Okay. So I definitely think there were some issues with that husband.
Archilla,
yeah. Like, because I remember on that pop TV show she did with Vanessa Marcel and the other, like, daytime actresses, like,
oh, yeah.
She just kind of disappeared in the middle of it after she changed her last name to his. And, like, he didn't want her working or something.
Yeah, because if you go back maybe, like, 100 episodes back... We were super worried about her because she hadn't tweeted in a year. The last time she tweeted it was like Trump's inauguration day or something, or the day he was voted in. And
God, I don't think it was even that. It might have even been even further back than that.
we were like, conspiracy corner, what's going on with that? And then all of a sudden, like last year, she popped back up.
I'd say, yeah, about a year ago, because that's when she like came back to The Bold and the Beautiful. And she had dropped the new name, and she was back to being Hunter Tylo.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Archilla. It was hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Hunter Tylo, Archilla every time I have to say her name.
No.
Let's be real. Let's be real, girl.
For real.
Who's got time for that? Not this kid. Not this kid.
No one. No one's got time for that.
No, not even the bronchitis lady either.
So, yeah, she's back. Like, just this morning I saw a tweet from her, and I was like, wow, that's some sassy tweeting there, Hunter.
She always was. She always was a sassy and classy lady.
Yeah.
Always a fan. Always a fan. Wish she got a Melrose Place instead of Lisa Rinna. Let's get through this out there. I'll probably get hate for that, but I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's only Melrose Place. All right. So, yeah, this is season 2, episode 16. It aired on February 24th, 1992. Believe it or not, this is only the second season of Baywatch because there was a gap. There was a gap in time.
Yes.
So,
okay.
Want to do a history corner for Baywatch? A little history corner?
Yes. Okay, so Baywatch, Baywatch was first thought up in, like, the 70s.
Yeah, it goes all the way back.
Like, it was this idea in the 70s of this lifeguard guy who just didn't know how to get a TV show pitched or created or anything.
Yeah, he was
and he was a lifeguard, but he's like, oh man, he'd like go and do his job, and like all this stuff would happen. He'd be like, this would be a great TV show.
You know what? I think it would have worked. It would have been amazing in the 70s as well because we had shows like Emergency then, and a lot of the there was a bevy of police dramas, but I really think that a 70s Baywatch would have stood out from the rest of them. Maybe.
Oh yeah, it would have been very different. Like
not as great as the 90s version. Let's be real.
No, it wouldn't. It would not be. It would be totally different kind of thing. It would probably have been more like a Chips or something.
Yeah, because I think the 80s had to happen in order for Baywatch to come into fruition.
Yeah.
Let's be real. So
like he spent like 10 years like trying to figure out like how to get a show made, and then his sister got engaged to a guy who wrote TV shows.
What was his name? Do we know his name? Do we know this guy's name?
I don't remember his name. I can't remember all the names. Like, I was watching E! True Hollywood Story late at night, okay?
Hold on, I'll bring it up, because I knew this yesterday.
Like, it's just one of those, I was like,
What, it was either, was it Douglas Schwartz, or Michael Burke, or Gregory Bonnet?
I think it was Michael Burke.
I believe it was Michael Burke, I remember.
Because, Schwartz is his cousin, or friend, or something.
Hold on, it was Gregory Bonin.
And it's all gonna tie together.
It's Gregory Bonin, because Michael Burke was already a TV producer, because he did Manimal and many other made-for-television movies in the 80s. So Gregory Bonin was a former lifeguard, television producer, director, writer, and showrunner, and he co-created the internationally syndicated television series Baywatch, which ran forever. And he does look like a lifeguard. He's actually, you know what? For an old man, for like a man in his who's 66,
yeah,
I'd give him a 10. He's a good 10. He's a good solid 10. Roll around with him. Maybe we can have a threesome.
Okay, Patrick. So, like, they got together, the three guys, and they pitched the show to, I want to say, CBS. And CBS was like, maybe. And so they did, like, this thing where they took a film crew down to the beach, like, one weekend when this guy was working, and just, like, kind of followed him around to kind of give an idea, because they didn't get the concept, which is hilarious to me because it connects with Gilligan's Island. Is the executives at CBS at the time didn't understand Gilligan's Island either.
That is true.
So like they brought the footage back, and CBS was like, yeah, it's not for us. So then they pitched it to NBC. Brandon Tartikoff.
Yeah. Oh, shout out.
Brandon Tartikoff was like, yes.
The Tartikoffinator. Yes. Shout out to him.
Yes. They start casting, and they want David Hasselhoff. And David Hasselhoff's like, I don't know. I don't want to do another series. I want to work on my music. I don't want to be in a bathing suit.
Why not? David Hasselhoff this is like peak David Hasselhoff. He's prime physique.
I know. Like, not gonna lie, I was watching the opening credits and I was like, whoa. David Hasselhoff was hot. Like, what is happening?
He's got the muscles.
I was like, what is happening?
He's got the chest hair. He's got that pretty face. He's got the deep voice. He's got the, I don't know. You know what? I never thought I'd say this, but like David there's like a charm to David Hasselhoff. And maybe I didn't realize this till like today. I don't know.
Yeah. So he wasn't really sold on it, but they convinced him. They convinced him to do it, and then they start casting the others, and they had like the original season had like Parker Stevenson, and it of course had Erica Eleniak and Billy Warlock and a few others.
The captain, whatever, I don't even know who these people are.
These people who kind of like came and went.
Yeah, so it started in 1989 on NBC.
Yeah.
It was on for one season. It was over by like the end of the year. It didn't do well.
But it like did really well in the ratings. Like it did really well. It was a top 30 show.
The whole time, or just like maybe like the first few episodes?
No, like for the season, it was in the top 30.
Actually, you know what?
But NBC was like, yeah, no, we're done.
You know what? Hold on. I did read that the production company that originally produced it went bankrupt, and it was a costly show only because of the outdoor settings and stuff. And like shooting on a beach is hard because it's windy.
Yeah.
And it's loud. And you got to do a lot of like voiceover work, and so it involved a lot of editing. So the production company went bankrupt. This was one of their most expensive shows, so it was kind of like a casualty. So they're like, whatever, like we'll just cancel it. It's no big loss. Mm-hmm. But David Hasselhoff like believed in the show after that. He was like, hey, you know what? I was wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on. I was putting some pieces together last night.
Oh.
Doing my research, and I discovered
little jigsaw puzzling.
You already mentioned the name of one of the guys behind the show, and you mentioned that his last name was Schwartz. Guess who his uncle was?
Sherwood Schwartz?
The guy who created Gilligan's Island. And he convinced this guy, he's like, this show, it's a hit. The network doesn't get it, whatever. Go into syndication.
Damn, Gina.
If you really believe in the show, take it to syndication and keep it going. So that's what they did.
So the show, there was like a year gap, a year off the air. The show was relaunched in 1991, I believe.
Yes.
Relaunched in syndication. They took a year. Maybe they tightened up some of the cast and crew.
Well, okay, so you had like they cut the budget.
Oh yeah.
So like you go from making like $12,000 an episode to making $6,500 an episode.
It's okay.
And some actors were like, yeah, no. Parker Stevenson was like, yeah, no, I'm out.
It did usher in a new generation of stars. So what happened? So season two was like the experimental return.
Well, so like Billy Warlock got promoted to like that spot, and Billy Warlock at this time was known mostly for his role on Days of Our Lives as Frankie, and he had done some other stuff. He had been on Happy Days as Roger's younger brother. So this is like tail end of Happy Days.
Oh yeah.
Like the stuff that doesn't get syndicated often.
The tippity top of it.
Yeah, it's like once Fonzie becomes like a teacher and you don't really see stuff.
Oh yeah.
So he was known for that, and like he had done the first season and they promoted him. And so he was like the second male lead behind David.
Erica Eleniak was like the lady star, the female lead.
Yes.
In the long run, I was never a big Erica Eleniak fan. I always know they tried to bring her back. Like, she was originally supposed to be on that show Pacific Palisades that was on Fox. That was like a vehicle written for her, and then she never went forward with it. Mm-hmm. And so it just became a really weird Melrose Place clone.
Yeah.
But a great show nonetheless.
She's one of those who just kind of
faded away.
She still pops up every now and then. She was on like Celebrity Fit Club or something like that.
Yeah, but hold on. Season 3 of Baywatch. We got the debut of C.J. Parker, played by Pamela Anderson, and that like changed television. That changed like syndicated television at least.
So season 3 is where Billy and Erica leave because they're not happy with the direction the show's going. They want to get paid more. And because of the way the budget's set up, they're not going to get paid more, so they're like, we're going to leave. And they were like engaged at the time, so it's kind of like they were a package deal.
Yeah, and I don't know how like what the ratings were like season 2, but syndicated shows, it's a different ball game, I think, compared to network television. Yeah. I mean, the budgets are going to be lower. You're probably going to get paid on a lower scale. And so I'm guessing it kind of, it might get to your head maybe. Maybe you're like, I'm the star of the show. I deserve the accolades.
Yeah.
But you just got to kind of go with the flow,
Like, they kept trying to, I think it was more than just the money.
Oh, really?
From what I've seen in interviews and stuff. They weren't happy where they were.
Yeah, I mean, I've left jobs that I was not happy in, but I was getting paid good. So I understand it. I get it, girl.
Yeah.
Sorry, Billy and Erica.
And you know what? Billy worked very consistently for quite a while.
He did. He was on the soap scene for a while. He was on what? YNR, GH.
He did General Hospital. He was AJ Quartermain for quite a long time. He did Young and the Restless, As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, he did the rounds.
Yeah, he and his wife live in Telluride, Colorado, and
Julie Pinson? Is that what you told me? Julie Pinson?
Yes, Julie Pinson.
Port Charles? Is that where she was from?
Yeah, Port Charles and Days of Our Lives.
Oh, shout out to Julie. Hey, girl.
And As the World Turns.
Call us. Tweet us at Fair Podcast. Tell us how things are at Telluride.
Telluride.
Tell your ride or die.
Telluride.
That's what she said to Billy Warlock when they moved there. You're my tell your ride or die.
Oh my god. Anyways,
season 3, the show started to Pamela Anderson joined the show.
David Gervais joined the show as well. Pam and David were actually a couple at the time.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And the show took off.
Yeah.
Took off.
Like the show had its following, and then Pamela Anderson took off. And here's the thing: Erica, Pamela, Yasmin,
Donna D'Erico.
Yeah, Donna D'Erico, whatever. And Gina Lino, they were all like Playboy girls who ended up on this show.
And you know what? For Playboy girls who ended up on the show, I thought they were all great. They were all lovely.
Yeah.
They seemed like they enjoyed what they were doing. They brought life to these characters. And I mean, it was known for being like kind of like a joke of a show, but I used to watch this all the time, and I used to get wrapped up in the story. Like as a teen, like I enjoyed it for the eye candy, but also like I would get wrapped up in the storyline sometimes. I'm like, oh my god, is CJ gonna die?
Yeah. Like I remember watching this. Like it wasn't that show I rolled my eyes at. No, I actually watched it. Like I can't tell you what happened in 99% of the episodes now, because I don't think I paid that much attention, but I would watch it and it wasn't one I watched every week.
I don't know. I might have.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I might have. Why is my doorbell ringing? I'm not getting that door. I'm recording. Sorry. It's probably Amazon. They always drop stuff off.
Ruben, chill out, boo.
Let me just go do some investigating 1 minute.
Yeah, hurry.
This winter, catch the heat on Baywatch.
Oh my goodness. What the fuck?
What?
Some guy tried to sell me solar panels.
You're like, I live in a condo.
I'm trying to talk about Donna D'Erico on fucking the internet right now. Let me be. Now my dog's all wild. Mm-hmm. That's why I sleep with noise-canceling headphones when I work night shift, because...
Oh my god, yeah.
My people just knock on the doors and try to sell you fucking shit, and I shouldn't have gone. I should have just let him be, but he probably heard me talking about fucking CJ Parker. All right,
okay.
Where were we? I'm sorry. Sorry, podcast listeners. I'm sure you weren't enthralled by this saga.
So, Baywatch is this international sensation. It's seen all over the world. David Hasselhoff is trying to make his singing career a thing in the U.S. He does a pay-per-view special, and it airs the same night as the Bronco chase.
Whoa, really?
Yes. He does this special at Trump's Hotel in New York. It's a pay-per-view thing. He's doing the show. He's having a great time. He thinks he's reaching millions and millions of people. And then the show's over, and he goes backstage, and Trump goes, hey, our buddy's on TV.
Ugh.
And David's like, what do you mean? He's like, it's OJ. And David looks at the screen. He's like, don't tell me this is live. And Trump is like, yep.
He got juiced. That's what happened. Shout out to that. Shout out to that story. I love it.
OJ's path of destruction continues.
Can he just drive his Bronco through the fucking White House right now?
Probably not.
He's too busy in Florida making tweets.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this episode aired on February 24th. 1992. It was a great day.
Yes.
Want to go through the this night of television real quick?
Yeah, what was on?
So I'm a little confused. So all right, so we know it's a syndicated show.
Yeah.
I always related it to being on the weekend, but it says this day was a Monday, so I'm a little confused.
Really? Because I totally know this. I would watch this on like a Saturday.
Yeah, that's why I said it. Or Saturday or Sunday, one of those 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
It would like rerun a few times maybe, but a Monday?
Yeah.
Baywatch? What? But I don't know. We can go through it real quick. We can go through the schedule real quick if you're up for it.
Maybe that's the week it aired, because like, you know, each area would do like their own things.
Yeah, it was up to the affiliates, right?
Hey, we want to air Baywatch once a week, Monday after the Monday night news.
Maybe the Baywatch company was like, hey, this episode is available February 24th, 1992. You just air it whenever.
Yeah, like that's when it starts, and then...
That's our story, and that's what we're sticking to. So we'll go through this night. You want to just go through this night real quick?
Yeah.
Because we got a lot to talk about. All right, so ABC, our friends at ABC, kick things off with FBI The Untold Stories.
Okay.
You know the old Untold Stories of the FBI. I think it was a documentary style show.
Okay.
Told stories that were previously untold. Kind of some kind of thing you'd probably see on like A&E or True TV today.
Okay, yeah, like ID.
Yeah, following the Forensic Files kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Following that was American Detective, which was kind of like Cops in a way, but not as in your face. It was like a less in your face Cops.
Okay.
But hold on, I'm excited about 9 o'clock, ABC 9. The crash landing of the rescue of Flight 232. Do you know this?
Why does this sound familiar? Have we talked about this before?
I think in our personal lives, I think we talked about it. So this is like, you know, those made for TV movies based on like real events kind of thing. So this had Charlton Heston in it. He played the captain of a jetliner that crashed in Sioux City, Iowa, and there were survivors, like, you know, like they had to send like rescue crew down there, and this is on YouTube, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's great. I've watched it before, and I remember watching it this night.
Okay.
Or some night. I don't think it was this night, but I definitely watched it. Maybe I've seen this on Lifetime. I don't know.
Lifetime used to re-air all this stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. It was a great movie though. I definitely remember seeing it. If you could find it, watch it and enjoy it. It's really cheesy as fuck, but it's great.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What else was on?
But hold on, you right? That was ABC. Are you ready for CBS?
Yeah.
Ready for the Tiffany? Oh, this is a night to remember on CBS. So hold on. Take a deep breath, girl. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
We're gonna kick the night off at 8 o'clock with Evening Shade.
Okay, so we got some Burt Reynolds.
Got a little Burt. We're probably in the midst of the Burt Reynolds, Lonnie Anderson divorce drama right now.
Yeah.
I'm probably at the checkout line at Stop and Shop and being like, ooh, wow, what's going on with Burt and Lonnie this week? And check it out on the Inquirer.
Yeah, I'm probably at the Grand Union like, what is this?
I was so enthralled with that like breakup. It was great. And I like knew like at this point in life, like I didn't like really know much about like Burt and Lonnie, but I was just like, wow, they're getting divorced. I need to know more. All right,
We're so weird.
CBS 8:30. You know this show, Major Dad.
Ooh, Jill McCraney.
Yeah, great show. Used to love it. He was a dad who was a major and yelled at people. 9 o'clock, Murphy Brown.
Yes, shouldn't have canceled it.
Our gal pal Candice Bergen, who's not coming back next fall for a second season of the reboot, right? Is that what I'm
Correct.
been told?
They did not bring it back for a second season. They messed up.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I'm going to throw this out there. I did not watch the revival. I have not seen an episode yet. I heard it was good. Heard it was great. I don't know, but maybe this frees Diane English up to do something else. Maybe she could blow us away with something else. What do you think?
If Diane English wants to get me an Avery Brown, get us some Avery Brown.
Oh, yeah. Is that her son, right? That's her son.
Send him to like LA. Yeah, that's
Maybe Avery Brown takes his shirt off and we get to see his abs.
That wouldn't be in the style of Murphy Brown?
I don't know. Maybe he wants to be an Instagram influencer and do some like hot photos of him at the beach.
No, he's a journalist.
I don't know. You know what? Maybe journalism is dying, and he's like, you know what? I just want to be an Instagram model. I want to be Instagram famous.
Oh my god. Moving on.
All right. 9:30. Designing women. Yeah. Woo! A night out with our gal pals.
This is a lit night.
The Sugar Bakers. That's her names, right? The Sugar Bakers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Sugar Bakers.
Call back to our previous episode. We've done this. It's a fun one. We talk about the time that what's her name?
Julia.
Yeah, Julia
runs into the newsstand because they keep putting up dirty pictures.
Yeah, they keep putting up nudie mags. All right, then following that was a show we've talked about a few times, Northern Exposure.
Okay.
We've never seen this, right? We've talked about it. We don't.
I watched it when I was a kid.
I feel like I've seen it, but I don't remember it. But
I just remember there was like a moose in town, and like John Corbett was on it, like as the DJ.
We're like peak John Corbett too. This is like John Corbett's young and studly.
Yeah, this is like before Sex and the City though, before he goes and becomes Aiden Who.
Yeah, this is like before he popped.
Aiden.
But he was popping tonight. Popping tonight. All right, you ready for NBC? You ready for the Peacock?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna kick things off.
What's about the Peacock?
With our favorite show from 8th grade, but we don't really care about it anymore. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
I just said that in a super Boston accent too. Bel-Air.
Yeah, you did.
Following the Fresh Prince was a show we've done before. We loved it at the time. We still kind of like it a little bit. Blossom.
Okay.
Yeah, great show. Great little fun little show. Sometimes it got serious. Sometimes it was goofy. Whoa. That's all I got to say. All right. And you ready to end the night? You ready to end the night, girl?
Yes.
I can't find any Fox data, but I'm sure Melrose Place was on. But tonight, well,
no, not in 1992. No.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It hadn't even started yet because I think it started this summer.
Yeah.
This summer, yeah.
Yeah, it starts the next summer.
All right. So tonight, NBC Monday Night Movies. Grassroots Part 1 of 2. You ready? You ready for the summary?
Yeah. Give me the summary.
A respected lawyer / politician about to undertake a campaign for a seat in the U.S. Senate is forced to defend a young white man for the brutal murder of a black activist. Whoa. Starring no names I've ever heard of. Oh, hold on. Raymond Burr played a judge in this, according to IMDb.
Really?
This probably was like one of his last roles, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one of his last roles before his...
Dude, Corbin Burnson was in this. How can you say there was nobody you've heard of? Corbin Burnson was in it.
I'm sorry, Corbin Burnson. Call us, send us an angry tweet.
Mel Harris was in this.
Who?
Mel Harris. Harry Dean Stanton.
Who the fuck is Mel Harris?
She was on 30-something. One of those whiny, 30-somethings.
All right, who the fuck is Harry Dean what? Stanton?
Stanton.
I don't know. The only Harry Dean I know is Harry Dean Anderson.
Yeah, Google's not helping me here anymore.
I'm sorry. I can only be friends with one Harry Dean. So that's that night in television. It was a hot night. Actually, no, it wasn't a hot night. You know, for the first time ever.
I was watching CBS for the most part. I think I went from Fresh Prince and Blossom over to CBS.
Yeah, that's probably what I did too. And then I maybe I was doing some homework.
Yeah.
Or watching an episode.
At some point, we did homework. We kind of did homework. I don't think we ever were the best students. Neither of us. Let's be real.
This was the year that The Simpsons was on a lot. No, I'm sorry. This is the year that I videotaped The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And I would just watch them over and over again. So I was probably just watching that. All right, you ready? You ready to get into the world of Baywatch via a weird dream sequence episode? And it's kind of weird that we're doing a dream sequence episode in the summer. What?
Yes.
We usually say this for after Halloween, but I don't know. We're just getting excited.
Okay. We start off, we're at the headquarters. And, wait, no. We start off, we're on the beach, and one of the lifeguards has rigged up this, thing to get food from the food truck to the lifeguard tower.
Like a pulley system?
Yeah, a pulley system. I could not think of what those are called. I was going to say a clothesline.
Yeah, it's like a clothesline, essentially. So there's a road that goes from, the food truck...
Yeah, that's basically all
to the lifeguard tower, and they cut like a boogie board or something half.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a boogie board they tied like onto the pulley, onto the rope, so that like they could put food on it and bring it up to. So this is supposed to clue us in to who's going to be our professor later.
Yeah, so all right, so while it's like going on, he like gives a thumbs up to the food truck guy. The food truck guy like gives him the thumbs up back.
Yeah.
And
I want to point out this is not like a 2019 chic food truck that's got like an Instagram. It's just like your regular old food truck.
It's the one that's like at the beach every day.
Yeah.
They sell hot dogs. Maybe they make grilled cheese. Maybe sodas and water, ice cream if you're lucky.
Yeah, it's not like the fancy schmancy food trucks of today.
Yeah, it's not like that that gourmet grilled cheese trucks.
Yeah, it's not like the kind that you have to like follow on Twitter to find out where they're gonna be, because this dude's at the same place every day.
Well, it's the beach. People love the beach. People love food truck. Well, yeah. You know what? I always grew up near a beach, so I remember like the food truck coming to the beach, and it was a big deal. I remember like running over, getting some French fries.
I mean, like when I was a kid and I would go down the shore, we went to a beach that had a boardwalk, so you would go to the boardwalk to get food.
I mean, we had a boardwalk too, but there was also food trucks. So you kind of like the food trucks was in the parking lot, and then it was a little bit closer than, because like to get to like the food and stuff, you had to cross the street. So it was like, oh, I don't have to cross the street now. It's a busy road.
Yeah.
I was like, well, just go to the food truck. And then you don't have to like cross the street. So you grab your like soggy $5 bill that was in your bathing suit pocket and bought yourself I would always buy a hot dog, French fries, a Coke, and like a dessert. And it was like $3 because this is, it's like, it was great. It's fucking great. Loved shout out to Nantasket Beach. Call us, tweet us. Great place. Great it's kind of a trashy, actually. You know what? I haven't been there in a while, so I don't know.
Who knows?
My grandparents lived there, and they lived like 4 blocks from it. So I was like 9 years old, walking to the beach by myself with my friends. It was great. Shout out to the early 90s.
Oh wow,
great times. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
All right, what happens next? We're past the pulley system.
Okay, so we cut into, like, you get this weird, like, scene about that, and then we're in the lifeguard headquarters, and Eddie, played by Billy Warlock, is just chilling out. He's not in his uniform yet. He's just watching Gilligan's Island. And his girlfriend, Shawnee, played by Erica Eleniak, is like, you're watching this again? You were watching it this morning when I left for work. And he's like, yeah, it's Gilligan.
I guess it's probably like the TBS Superstation has that 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. block, which is probably just strictly Gilligan's Island every day. That's my guess.
Yeah, he's got it's one of those blocks. And, like, once it's over on one channel, it's on another channel, because Gilligan was, like, always on somewhere.
Yeah, especially in the 90s. The 90s was, because we were, like, clamoring for that old-timey, like, 60s.
Early 90s, yeah.
We're a throwback into the 60s and 70s.
So he was watching that, and, like, all the lifeguards are kind of, like, mulling around. I don't know who the hell's on the beach, because it's like every lifeguard possible is there.
It was early though. This was like first thing in the morning, I gathered. So like the beach wasn't crowded yet. So they're just like getting their assignments. Maybe
some of them, I don't know, but they all like kind of sit down and start watching, and then Mitch comes in, played by David Hasselhoff, and he's like, "What the hell?" He's like, "No, turn this off. We got work to do. Get in your suits. Go." Like, he's the only one who doesn't give a crap about this show.
And I want to point out, this is a Mitchless episode for the most part.
Yeah, we did not realize that. So, there's like the one guy who's like the captain or something, who's like, I got a lottery ticket. I'm gonna win. It's like, okay, dude, sure.
Yeah, I want to point out too. So is this captain in quotations? Is he in other episodes? Because I didn't know who he was. So I was like, I don't know who this guy is.
I think so. I think he's actually like in the credits. I just didn't recognize him.
Maybe he was like this season only. Maybe like this season only or something.
Yeah, or the first 2 seasons or something.
Because I just want to point out, like, because when the show really took off, and then they started rerunning older episodes, like, you mostly see the Pamela Anderson episodes. Like, you very, like, rarely see, like, these older ones.
Yeah, people kind of forget, like, first 2 seasons. Eddie is out on his tower, and he's just chilling out, and he gets a Domino's pizza delivered within 29 minutes.
30 minutes or less guaranteed.
Yes, and it's that whole, like, he's like, man, you guys at Domino's are really great. Total product placement type moment.
And shout out to Domino's. I I totally ordered a Philly cheesesteak from Domino's last night, and I got it in like 19 minutes. So
Nice.
shout out to them. But it's also like right next to the hospital I work at.
Which kind of makes me like side eye when all like I look at the Grubhub times and they're like 35 to 45 minutes, 50 minutes for this order, and I'm like, I could go and pick it up sooner.
But I want to point out the Domino's close to me is like one street light away from the hospital I work at. So like they're there in like no time. So like 19 minutes is actually kind of slow for them.
Like honestly, I'm pretty sure like I could order a Domino's pizza right now and it would be here before I have to leave for work.
You know what? For like fast food pizza, they're okay. They're not the worst. They're not the best, but they're okay. Mm-hmm. Unofficial sponsor of the podcast, Domino's Pizza.
Yeah. So,
she don't like when I say that.
Anyways, Eddie's like eating his pizza and
angry face. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
So Eddie is chilling out eating his pizza, and the cop guy comes up. I cannot remember his name because they don't really use it in this episode.
They didn't.
They like share a pizza, and he's like, he almost slips like going down the ramp, and Eddie's like, haha, be careful. And then Eddie looks over and sees this couple getting like hot and heavy in the sand, and he's like, hey, knock it off. Knock it off, guys. Knock it off. And they're like not stopping. So he grabs his little like flotation device thing that they always carry. Oh, probably because the case he has to run into the water. So he's grabbing that and he's going down and he slips on the sand on the tower ramp and knocks himself out.
Yep, hits his head.
And this couple keeps making out.
One, I want to point out, is making out on the beach like unacceptable?
I guess so. Like they were getting pretty hot and heavy.
Actually, you know what? They kind of were, because he was on top of her.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like maybe like a boner would have like popped out of those like tiny trunks he was wearing.
Yeah, it's one of those, this is supposed to be a family place, people.
And two, I want to point out that it's all right. As soon as he fell and hit his head, we knew it was going to be a flashback episode because you got that weird like that little wind chime music started playing.
Yeah.
If in case you were at home watching this, we're in for a caper. We're in for a caper. It's going to be a fantasy sequence episode from here on out.
Yeah.
Eddie wakes up and they're like, "You're all right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I just hit my head. I'll be fine." And I don't know. They check his eyes. And they do that thing like follow my finger or whatever. They do that whole thing.
Yeah.
He checks out okay. Then all of a sudden there's like a radio call on the radio.
Yeah.
There's like a wave runner that's out by like Anacapa Island or some island that's like way offshore. And why is there a wave runner out there? Like that's way too far. Let's go check it out. So Shawnee and Eddie hop in the boat. They cruise out there. They find the wave runner. Her engine flooded or something. I don't know what happened.
She did something. She like turned her thing off. She got too far. Didn't know how to restart her engine or something. I don't know. But she like it's very flirty.
Can we point out before that flirty moment happens? Can we point out there's a moment where in the very beginning of the episode where Eddie's watching Gilligan's Island, he comments that Marianne's like someone asked if he's a Marianne or a Ginger, and he said, "Oh, I'm definitely a Marianne. Like she's hot." And like Erica Eleniak's character Shawnee gets super jealous. Like super jealous, like
yes.
Like as if like you know Eddie's gonna meet Dawn Wells in real life, that woman that's like 25 years older now.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is like really,
yeah,
fucking really, Shawnee, really.
She's like super jealous.
But as you said, we go back. Eddie's a little flirty with this like woman on the wave runner. Like he hops on the wave runner, gets behind her, and he like presses up against her. Very close.
Oh yeah.
Like she probably felt that dick. Let's be real. She felt that dick rubbing against her back.
Yeah, probably.
You know she did. And you know she liked it too, because that's why Shawnee rolled her eyes.
Yeah. Oh, she totally like moved into it.
Yeah, she's like, and then he was like, "Hey, do you want to ride back with us?" And she's like, because he got the wave runner started. He like unflooded the engine.
Yeah.
He's like, you gotta just hit this button, do this. He was like mansplaining a diesel engine to her or whatever. And
yeah.
And she's like, oh, thank you. And then she's like, I'll just ride back to shore. And then I'm just like, wait, like how far ashore are they?
Like they had to send out the freaking boat to find you.
Whatever. It's fucking Baywatch.
And then like she's gone, and then all of a sudden their speedboat won't start. They get off the speedboat and they row to shore in a little inflatable raft. and they start building fire. And then
a rescue fire, as they call it.
Yeah, they start to see like a rescue fire because the like radio wouldn't work on the boat. And Eddie sees Gilligan, and he like chases after him. He's like, Gilligan! And he leaves Shawnee to do all the work.
Oh my god! So I'm just like
And
trying to think of
great chase scene.
I'm like thinking about this.
And it includes a banana peel that Gilligan skips that Eddie falls down on. Oh crap. This is a chance they took to just like make Billy Warlock look ridiculous.
Can I point out one thing, too? That clearly was not Bob Denver running as Gilligan, too. It was totally like a young, fit dude. Yeah.
Oh no.
In like the Gilligan outfit.
Yes. And, part of me was like, why are they, like, you could not do this episode with Mitch as, like, the one loving Gilligan's Island. Like, Mitch would not fit into this.
Oh, no.
At all. It has to be Eddie. Out of the characters they had at this point, it had to be Eddie, you know?
Was Eddie always like this, like, always goofy as this?
No. I believe, like, okay, from what I remember, which isn't much because confession time. When, like, we decided to do this episode, I was like, oh yeah, I totally remember Dave Chavet was, like, the one who was watching Gilligan's Island. That's not how this goes at all. He's not even on this season. And
I also want to point out, too, if this is the first episode of Baywatch I ever watched, I would get the wildly wrong impression of the show.
Oh my god, I know. Like, this is such a weird episode.
So, Eddie chases Gilligan, and Gilligan slips, and he, like, starts to fall off a cliff, and he, like, grabs onto, like, a vine that's dangling. And he's gonna fall to his death.
Yeah.
And Eddie's like, oh my god, Gilligan, I need to save you. He's like, grab onto my hand. So, like, Gilligan grabs onto Eddie's hand. Eddie slips, and now they're both dangling from this vine.
Yeah.
And then, out of nowhere, Mary Ann shows up. She just seems kind of dazed in a way. I don't know. She just seemed kind of...
Yeah.
It's very dreamy. So she's wearing like the typical like Mary Ann sundress. For someone who's been trapped on an island for the last 25 years, this dress is in like amazing condition, by the way. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
It's like fluffed and brand new, spanking clean. Her hair's done well.
Clean. It's a nice bright red gingham. Okay, there is so much red in this part, like, in this episode. Because you get all the red of the bathing suits for the lifeguards, right?
The red of Gilligan.
The red on Gilligan. You get the red on Mary Ann. And, like, there's just points where it's like, there's so much red on the screen. I was like, whoa, I don't think I've ever seen this much red on a screen before.
Mary Ann looks down. She sees Gilligan and Eddie dangling over a cliff, hanging onto a vine, about to fall to their death. And she's an older woman at this point. She's probably like in her 60s at this point, I want to say.
50s, early 60s.
She pulls both of them up with no problem. I could see her pulling up Gilligan, maybe Gilligan, but
yes.
But Eddie's got that like muscle mass. He's got that muscle mass. She has no way she would have fucking pulled them up.
She made a decision, was a good son scenario decision, where she was able to save them both.
Well, she did it. Good for her. Shout out to her, but
yeah.
I don't know.
It was ridiculous.
Eddie's a buff dude. He's probably like 200-pound muscles. So.
Yeah.
I guess maybe those coconut cream pies, maybe when she's like lifting those coconuts, maybe they're heavy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, got herself some pet.
Let's be real. Ginger wasn't helping her do any like real work around that place.
That is true. So, all right. So now they're with Mary Ann. Shawnee shows up. She's like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
So, Gilligan and Mary Ann explain that the professor was finally able to build a boat, but it could only fit 2 people so that they could get off their island. And, like, there's this weird, like, thing where Mary Ann and Gilligan are real, but the TV show is still a thing. So, like, that alone should scream dream sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
is Gilligan's Island a documentary?
I lost my train of thought for a second.
Who knows?
So, yeah, they were the only two. So, they were the ones elected to, like, get off the island and go find help, but then they got stuck on another island.
Yes. All right. Yeah, so that's what happened. So, like, apparently this island is, like, very close to California. Mm-hmm. Very close to California. I always like felt like it was like way like in the South Pacific, but apparently I was wrong. I was way off. But so all right, so they're on this like new island, which is not too far off the coast of California. Yeah. They managed to call in a rescue crew. The rescue crew comes over.
There's a costume change for Billy Warlock's character. He somehow has like a white shirt on now. instead of just like his lifeguard swim shorts and the jacket from before. And they're explaining the story, and then they're like, "Oh, well, we'll get rescued." And then next thing you know, they're like back at the headquarters, but headquarters looks drastically different. In like maybe 6 hours they've been gone.
Oh yeah, all right, yeah. So the captain, because earlier in the episode he's talked about a lottery ticket that he just bought.
Yeah.
And he won like $60 million, and
yeah,
in the span of 6 hours, he won the lottery, cashed a check, bought a bunch of decor, repainted the place,
decorated, made the lifeguard headquarters super fancy.
They told the story about how, all right, the other castaways are on this other island, so now they want to go and rescue them. So the captain bought the Minnow 2. He bought a boat, named it the Minnow 2.
Yes.
Which the Minnow is named after the FCC president of like the 60s or something. Is that what you told me?
Yeah, like there was a director of the FCC in like the 60s who hated television, hated the medium, didn't want to be in charge of it.
But yet he's in charge of it.
And yet here he was. So Sherwood Schwartz, being kind of sassy and snarky, named the Minnow after him.
Good for him. Shout out to Sherwood Schwartz.
Yeah.
Good dude.
So,
R.I.P. Ouija board us.
Ouija board us. That totally needs to be a t-shirt one day.
We're gonna make it.
So, he buys this boat, and, like, they all decide, like, there's a group of them. Not everyone, because, don't worry, guys, Mitch stays home. Mitch is not part of this.
Yeah. He's like, I am not going on a rescue boat. Fuck this shit.
He's like, somebody needs to stay here. I'll stay here and watch, like, Knight Rider reruns or something. So he is, so you get, like, Eddie, Shawnee, Harvey, who's another lifeguard. He's the one who made the little contraption earlier. The officer guy.
I want to point out, I really love the officer guy. He was great.
Yeah.
I think he was my favorite character in this episode.
Like, he's in the series throughout.
Is he?
Unfortunately, I cannot remember his name.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either. I love him, though. He's great. He's a great comedic actor.
Yes.
He played the skipper role, because I think, was Alan Hale passed away by this point?
Yes, Alan Hale passed away in 80. Pretty much, the first three had already died that were passed. Like, so, Mr. and Mrs. Howell were gone.
Hold on. Alan Hill was on that Girl Maze episode we did, so let's find out.
Yeah, but that was like in 1980-something.
He died in 1990.
1990.
January 2nd. Oh, 2 days into 1990, yeah.
So, yeah.
R.I.P. Alan Hale Sr. Alan Hale Jr. Ouija board us.
Okay, so they all kind of take on roles within the canon of Gilligan's Island. So you have Gilligan, you have our new skipper, you have Marianne, of course. Shawnee takes on the ginger persona.
Yes.
You get the millionaire, you get the professor and Harvey, which is supposed to be like a hilarious thing because I guess Harvey was not like the brightest one at all from what I was reading. And then you get Eddie is like this junior Gilligan.
Oh, and to the max, too. To the max.
Because when they do the theme song, you get Eddie as the millionaire's wife.
Yeah, we had no millionaire's wife, though. I want to point that out. There was no millionaire's wife. But they all board the Minnow 2, as it's called. They get on. They're gonna coast out to this other island where all the other castaways are, who are all probably dead. Let's be real. I was like thinking, because I was thinking about that. I was like, do you think they'll actually say that some of the castaways died? Nope, they didn't say it. Maybe they could have said Ginger was dead just because, like, Tina Louise is such, like, bitter about the show.
Yeah, she thinks it ruined her career. I kind of want to be like, really, bitch? Really?
Tina Louise ruined her career. Let's be real.
Yeah, she just would turn on anything related to Gilligan's Island. If people recognized her, she'd be like, no, I'm Tina. I'm from New York.
You know what? Embrace everything that is handed to you.
Yeah.
Even if it is goofy as fuck. Even if you're on Gilligan's Island, it's only on for a few years. It's a cheesy as hell show. Embrace it. When they do weird little reenactments of it years later, like Family Feud, just go on it. Maybe it'll invigorate interest. And people will like want you to do things. But no, she had to be a sourpuss face about it.
Yes, complete sourpuss.
Not a gal pal, Tina Louise.
No, Dawn Wells totally is.
Oh, gal pal for sure. Fucking...
And I'm still mad that Patrick didn't go and meet Don Wells when he had the chance.
All right, so we have to talk about this. So in episode 9 of our podcast, we found out that Don Wells was going to be in Boston when I was living nearby there.
Like the next day. The next day.
But hold on. When we were recording, there was like a vicious storm going on. There was a fucking driving through that thing to go see fucking Don Wells. I might have died. I might have hit my head and had my own fantasy sequence.
Would have served you right.
You know what? Maybe we'll do a dramatic reenactment of my imaginary trip to see Don Wells for our Patreon listeners.
If we ever set up a Patreon.
That could be our first. You know what? Maybe we'll make that our first Patreon. A dramatic play of Patrick meeting Don Wells.
Okay, so where were we? So they get on the boat. It gets into a storm, of course, and the minnow would be lost. Of course, they end up on another damn island
Again.
and shenanigans ensue.
Oh yeah, they did. So I love like as soon as they get there. Sorry, buddy. All right, he's okay. All right, go on. Sorry.
Everybody like really fully takes on these personas. You get the skipper and Gilligan trying to like build huts and stuff. And then like on the boat, Gilligan had realized he's in love with Marianne. And Eddie was totally gonna like step back and like let it be. Let Gilligan get the girl. Because he totally has a crush on Marianne, obviously. And
Oh yeah.
so they're on the thing and everybody's like trying to figure out how to do like whatever they're supposed to do because I'm the professor. I'm supposed to figure out a way out of here. Or golly, I'm Gilligan. I gotta help the skipper. Like they build a hut and it's like a hut that fits all of them, even though it doesn't look like it from the outside. And you get the hammock gag with Gilligan, the skipper, and Eddie. Like, Eddie even says, I saw the show, I know what happens, then, like, just get up there. And then, blue, 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 everybody's, like, falling in and out.
Trying to climb up the hammock and stuff, and they all fall on each other. It's great. It's fun.
And then, so they're, like, on the island, and Marianne asks Eddie to teach her mouth to mouth. And, of course, this is when Gilligan and Shawnee fucking show up and see them, like, in this. And it's definitely, like, a more of a make-out kind of looking thing than mouth to mouth. It was really awkward. And then so Shawnee's like, well, we'll show them. And Gilligan and Shawnee start making out.
Oh, they were for sure fucking tonguing it. They were French kissing. Frenching. They were Frenching. First base. Shout out to Eddie, though, for getting to first base with Marianne. Good for him.
I'm going to say based on the angles they used, no. Because I thought about this. Because if you look at the angles, there was kind of like, there's enough like arm moving over to make it look like they're like pretty close to kissing, but I don't think they're actually kissing. I don't think Erica and Bob were making out. Then they're doing this like weird make off. It's like a dance off,
yeah. But it's like you try to like one up the other person making out.
They're like, oh, you're jealous? Well, I'll show you jealous. And then both couples run off to find the skipper and they're like, we want you to marry us. And he's like, okay, Shawnee, Eddie, you come stand over here. They're like, no. Shawnee's like, I want you to marry me and Gilligan. And the skipper's totally confused, like, excuse me, what? And then the professor shows up and he's like, I built a boat. It can only fit 2.
The minnow 3. So they draw straws. They draw straws to who's going to go back to shore to get, like, signal the rescue crew. And allegedly it pairs out to be Gilligan and Marianne. Mm-hmm. So they head off. They chart off and they're gone. And then, hold on. They find Eddie's straw was the longest, and because I guess it was the 2 longest ones will go, and they were like, "Hey,
yeah, something ridiculous like that."
They're like, "Eddie, why is your straw the longest?" And he was like, "Well, I really wanted Gilligan and Marianne to like reconcile because I feel like they're the one true pairing. They're the OTP.
They're my OTP."
Which is weird because I never felt like a sexual tension between Gilligan and Marianne.
So, it's really weird because I'm pretty sure in the movie where they get rescued from Gilligan's Island, Marianne and the professor, like, hook it up.
Oh, yeah, they become an item of the week.
Because they go to the wedding, because she's finally going to marry, like, that guy she's been engaged to all this time.
Yeah, who probably, like, definitely would have moved on. Let's be real.
Come on.
My girlfriend's dead. I'm going to just marry somebody new. If she shows up, whatever.
My girlfriend got lost at sea. I'll marry her best friend now. I waited 2 years. It's good. Like, come on. So like in that movie, which I'm going to consider canon for Gilligan's Island because it's Marianne and the professor get together. It's not Gilligan. I don't know what happened. Like, I don't remember there actually being any mention of Marianne and Professor actually, like, being together in the next two movies, but...
Hasn't the TV movie already aired, though, at this point?
Yeah, so, like, maybe Eddie's just never seen it, but I think that's weird because I had definitely seen it by then.
I think it's, like...
when this episode aired.
I think it's, like, lesser known, though. I don't think it's, like, a big...
Yeah. I mean, the thing is there are 3 TV movies. Because, I mean, you get, like, the one where they're rescued, you get the one where they go back and they build the hotel, and you get the Harlem Globetrotters and all that fun stuff.
I feel like Scooby-Doo should have ended up there at some point, too.
I mean, if they could have, they would have in the 1970s.
All right. Can we talk about the grand finale? The grand finale?
Yes, okay. So before Marianne leaves, she gives, like, Eddie a bow from her hair to remember her by.
Always remember me, Eddie. I'll always remember you. Here's my bow tie. Cause
here's my little hair bow.
In case we die.
And it's like a cute little hair bow. It's not like an over-the-top JoJo Siwa hair bow like we get today.
Can we talk about the boat that they left in, though?
Yeah. Let's talk about this.
All right, so they had, I guess the Minnow 2 had like a 300 horsepower engine, and they're only able to salvage 1 horsepower.
Yeah.
So it's this like smoky little tiny boat, kind of like, almost like a kayak, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And it's covered in like palm tree palms is like what it was made out of. So like, how the thing would have, like, floated, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. Even Marianne and Gilligan are like, wait. It only took him, like, a couple days to make a boat. It took our professor, like, decades.
I don't know. That is true. Because the professor can make a fucking nuclear reactor, but he can't make a boat to get them home. But he did make a boat to get Gilligan and Marianne to another island, so I guess shout out to him.
Yeah, for real.
Good for him.
And then we cut to Eddie, like, laying on a couch with a blanket behind his head and a blanket over him, and everybody's like...
Oh, hold on.
Wait, am I forgetting something?
You are. So Eddie, at some point, so they're waiting to get rescued, and for some reason they need to, like, drink coconut water or whatever.
Oh, right, they need coconuts.
So Eddie goes over he's like, all right, I'll go shake some coconuts down. So he goes over to the tree, he's shaking the tree, and a coconut falls and hits him on the head. And that kind of, like, snaps him out of his daydream. Like,
that's when he starts to wake up, and he's actually, like, in the headquarters, on the couch.
And I want to point out, if, like, in real life, if, like, someone, like, passed out like that, wouldn't you just take him to the hospital?
I would think so. Like, I would think, like, the lifeguard should know to do that.
Instead, they just brought him to, like, the couch in the lifeguard, like, a rec room or something.
Yeah.
And it's, like, later on that day. It's, like, way later on in the day.
Like, he's been out for a while. It's not like he was out for just a few minutes. He was, like, out for a while. Like, they were getting worried. Like,
that's why...
dude, you guys should have taken him to the hospital.
That's why I was like, why didn't you take him to the hospital? Because if he lost consciousness...
Yeah.
There might be, like a brain bleed going on. Like, 'cause he might die. He might, just, his brain will just flood with blood. But no, they just throw him on the couch, just let him chill for like 10 hours. Because it's like the end of the shift, right?
Yeah, it's like the end of the shift. Like, they're like, oh, okay, we're glad you're okay. And they just get him up and, like, take him, like, they get changed back into their real clothes. And they decide to go out for Chinese food. Hey, Mitch, we're going to your favorite restaurant. You want to come join us? He's like, no, I'm good.
He's like, I got paperwork to do. So they'll leave. They'll take off.
Yeah.
And Mitch, like, he sees them leave. He sees, like, make sure as the door closes, and he throws his paperwork on a table. And he goes into the back of the rec room, just checks a couple of doors, make sure no one's around. He starts whistling the Gilligan's Island theme song, throws on the TV. You hear the familial theme song, and then he just, like, plops down on the couch, throws his feet up, and just watches it. End scene.
Yeah.
It's great. What a weird episode of fucking Baywatch.
It was such a weird episode. And I think this actually was, like, maybe the first episode of Baywatch I had, like, ever saw.
Actually? Like, you've ever saw?
Yeah, like...
I don't believe it.
Actually. Like, I'll be honest, I was probably flipping through the channels on, like, a Saturday night and saw Gilligan and stopped to watch.
And like, what is this? Why is he old?
Yeah, like, what's happening? Where's the real Skipper?
Hot question.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 out of 5 poorly constructed palm tree palm boats, how many poorly constructed palm boats would you give this episode?
3.
I respect your decision. I would give it a, I'm going to give this a 2.
Okay.
I enjoyed it.
I get that.
But I'd never want to see this episode again. Like, I'd never want to watch this again. It was a good one and done, but it dragged. It went on way too long.
I'm not going to, sit down and rewatch this episode 20 times. It's no Back to the Beach.
It was obviously a dream sequence episode, but it wasn't, a fun dream sequence episode.
It wasn't like a pregnant Marcia cheerleading in the Brady living room.
Yeah, and, even when we did the Alf episode with, him on Gilligan's Island, it was, fun, but this one was just kind of, I don't know, there was just some strange currencies to this episode.
I feel like this is mostly done because they wanted to do something in honor of Uncle Sherwood, who gave them
Did he pass away recently?
No, I don't think he had passed. No, he wasn't dead yet. No, but it was more like he's the one who's guys, take the show to syndication.
Oh.
Don't let it die if you believe in it.
Do you believe in love after love?
Because, the Brady Bunch would have made way less sense.
Yeah, and I guess it works because we have, it's Baywatch. They're on the beach. They're near an island.
Because here's the thing. Gilligan was still, a popular show when it got canceled and by a network, and because the network didn't understand it a lot of ways that, the network didn't get Baywatch either.
Oh, so there was, the weird,
you know what I mean?
There was a weird, companionship between these two shows.
Yeah, I feel like there's a companionship between the two in that way.
They're bros.
Because, you gotta say it, you're why is this, a thing? And then, when I was watching the E! True Hollywood Story last night at, 1:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock, and he's all yeah, my Uncle Sherwood Schwartz. And I'm oh my God. Now it all makes sense.
Uncle Sherwood.
Oh, it all makes sense to me now.
Could you imagine just calling, just naming someone Sherwood?
It's not a name I would pick for somebody.
What do you say for sure? Sherby? Or Woody? Maybe Woody?
Woody, yeah, probably Woody,
The name Woody. All right, hold on.
I don't know.
I have a hard time calling people Woody. I don't know. There was a guy I used to work with, his name was Woody, and it was hard to fucking say his name. I was I can't fucking say this with a straight face. Your fucking name is Woody. You're a grown-ass man. Your name is... I don't think that was his first name, that was his nickname, but it was it's Woody. Your fucking name is Woody. Think about it, Woody. Think about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know.
What are we doing next week? We're going to end Beach Month. Down by the Shore Month or whatever.
Whatever we're called.
This is
I believe next we are going to a very obscure Fox sitcom.
Every time we do these obscure shows, it's difficult for you fans, but you know what? We like to do it sometimes. Sometimes we like to just go into this world where it's this thing where it's we don't know too much about it, but we want to explore it. Down the Shore. So this was... Tell us about the show real quickly. Give us a quick...
We found it on YouTube. It's one of those shows where you're is this real? Did this really air, or am I just imagining that it was a thing?
It'll be fun times. But where can you follow our wild adventures? Kat Halstead, the author. Where can you follow our wild adventures?
You can follow us on Twitter at VeryPodcast. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on YouTube, iTunes... Spotify, Podcoin. What is a Podcoin, Patrick?
What is Podcoin? It's a hot new app that literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Yep. You basically just listen to podcasts and earn Podcoins, and you can redeem them for hot items like Amazon gift cards, Starbucks gift cards, Dunkin' Donut gift cards, and you can even donate to charity. So download the app today from your favorite app store, Google Play, the App Store, to sign up using code very special to earn 300 Podcoins right off the bat. So do it right today. Do it right now. Stop what you're doing. Download the app. You'll love it. It's great. And as always, Kat Halstead, the author. As always,
bye.
Watch the skies. Actually, watch the beach. Just watch the beach. That's all I gotta say. Watch the beach.
Watch the beach.
For some slow-mo. For some slow-mo titties.
Oh my God.
Which we did not get in this episode.
You get them in the opening.
That is true.
You get all kinds of objectification in the opening.